After watching our previous video, you finally decided, yes, I will move to Canada. So what are my options? Can you provide an overview on the available programs or pathways for me? Okay. Canada has over 60 pathways, and we will touch base on some of them on this video of Pinoy Professionals to Canada. If you still haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so and kindly share and hit the bell button so you'll get notification on our future uploads. A gentle reminder again that all the information in this video is based on personal experiences and members' research, so please don't consider this as a legal professional advice. We are not an immigration consultant, and most of the information here too is reference to Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada website. Let's begin. So you are planning to move to Canada permanently, and you don't know where to start. Well, we got you covered. First, we need to understand why you should apply for permanent resident status if you can. Permanent resident status gives you the legal right to work and live anywhere in Canada as long as you want it. There are 10 provinces in Canada that you can choose to stay to, which is great. Now, how I can do that? How I can be a permanent resident? Over the next 3 years, Canada plan to accept over 1 million immigrants through different pathways. Canadian immigration system for permanent resident application is now categorized in 4 immigration process. Number 1, Family Sponsorship Program. Family Sponsorship Program allows Canadian and Canadian permanent resident to sponsor their spouse and common law partner, their children, and other dependents. Canadian government fully recognizes that being separated from family members is very challenging. Hence, few guidelines has been released to secure a smoother family reunification for Canadian citizen and Canadian permanent resident. The second category for getting permanent residency status is through humanitarian and refugee pathways. Refugees are for people escaping persecution, while humanitarian is accepted in Canada for compassionate reasons. The third category is business or entrepreneur program. If you by any chance has huge amount of savings and investment and you wanted to bring that over to Canada, this program could be the best suited for you. The fourth and last immigration category is probably the most popular among them all. It is economic migration. Economic migration is probably the most used and, as I've said, the most popular pathway, as this program helps those with relevant work experiences and high level of education to settle in Canada. There are several subcategories under economic migration, one of which is express entry, which also has 3 subcategories, which is federal skilled, federal trades, and Canadian experience class. Economic migration also includes Quebec Skilled Worker Program, Provincial Nominee Program where Canadian provinces target applicants depending on their shortage of skills and demographic needs. There are also new pathways like Atlantic Immigration Pilot. As I've mentioned a while ago, Canadian Experience Class is also under economic migration. Canadian Experience Class is designed to attract expatriates who have completed their work or study in Canada within the last 3 years. All of these economic migration programs will be discussed fully, and the dedicated separate videos will be made to understand each requirements and qualifications. That is the 4 pathways for Canadian residency. However, if you are not eligible for any of it, maybe you may want to consider going to Canada under work permit before transitioning to permanent resident status. Working in Canada has a lot of benefits, which includes highly reliable Canadian labor law and work safety. Majority of the work permit holders require job offer from Canadian employer, and you may want to utilize the Canadian resume format that we discussed on this pop-up video when submitting your resume on different Canadian job websites. Very popular work permit pathway, specifically to Filipinos, are through Home Child Care Provider Pilot or Home Support Worker Pilot Program, which is referred to before as caregiver programs. This also has a direct path now to permanent residency. If you also can't find work, maybe you can consider coming to Canada on a student visa. Canada is a home of top-notch universities and colleges. Aside from the quality education that you can get here, after completing your school program, you may also be eligible for a postgraduate work permit. Postgraduate work permit will give you an opportunity to work to Canada and later apply under Canadian Experience Class Economic Migration. Your Canadian education plus your Canadian work experience will surely give you the edge. Depending on your resources, choosing between colleges and university could also be challenging, along with the provinces you intended to study. It is also relevant noting that international students in Canada can be very costly, so you may want to make sure that you and your family is prepared to shell out significant amount for this Canadian education. That is the overview of the current and available pathways to Canada. Just to recap, for permanent residency pathway, there's 4 categories: family sponsorship, humanitarian and refugee, business and entrepreneur, and of course, economic migration. If ineligible yet, going to Canada under work permit or student visa is an alternative pathway to set your foot on the Maple Country. Please always make sure to check the Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, our IRCC website, to check on the latest immigration streams. Canadian immigration websites provide all the necessary information in your application, and if you can have a lot of time or set a lot of time to read and understand it, you will pull through this application with flying colors. I hope you guys got an idea on which path you may take depending on your circumstances. If you find this video helpful, please share it to some of your connections as they may find this information helpful too. Kindly hit the subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications of our future uploads. To suggest the topic, please feel free to comment down below or visit our Facebook page, which is also linked in the description section of this video. See you all again next time, and may God bless us all.